So this is the new Crucible War, and ASTRAEA is here. Cannot wait to get her hands dirty with spilled Energon. Hello, fellow Decepticons. My name is SoMungry, and I'd like to welcome you back to more Transformers universe. This time with death from above herself, ASTRAEA. She is the other Founder's bot, opposite of Rip Raw on the Cybernite Founders pack. And she is pretty interesting to play. She brings in the pain with rockets, missiles, and landmines. She can be quite tricky, but she is really fun to play with a bulky team, in my opinion, as you just jump around and spam each and every one of your weapons, whether that be landmines, missiles, or rockets. And her rockets, let me know what you guys think about rockets, as we're coming in hot with the S-Tech, but not the rockets, because the rockets are really good, as you can see there, the rocket launchers with the kill, but the grenade launcher, because she's got one of those grenade launchers that just go a mile, kind of like Flatline and Rip Raw. And I'm almost thinking that everyone's grenade launchers that have that are just a little bit just insane. Like, they tune those way too long. Like, just bring it down a notch, and then you'd be able to hit a couple more targets and get your S-Tech on a couple people. But that's my opinion. I think it'd be more beneficial for each of them if it was like a 6 out of 8 instead of an 8 out of 8 for range, and then you could actually aim below your feet. But maybe they're made to be like that so that you have to be from a distance. And there you see my slave drone appearing and removing hull buffs from me. That's my subsystem with ASTRAEA. I'm going to go over all her equipment here in a second. And the reason she is called Death from Above is because of her grenade launcher, which you won't see me use a whole lot of because you do have to be like a mile away from Autobots. But it does have a very cool S-Tech. And the one tip I can give to you guys for people with landmines is fight with your team and jump around with landmines, putting them all over the ground and force the Autobots to run into them, because if they're just in the open, Autobots are not going to be like, what is that? What, is that a button? Is that a pie? Is that Energon pie? Let me go get that. They're not going to do that. So definitely use the mines to your advantage in a scrum. Put it all around you. Use the big S-Tech one. And I love her S-Tech one. It looks like a spider. I almost wish it would like crawl a little bit after the target. I think that would be just creepy, crawly, and awesome. And then I would have like a little mini-con spider on my side. I'd call her Itsy Bitsy Spider, the one that thirsts for Energon and sucks you dry. Wait, evil girl laugh. No, that's a witch. Well, that works, but let's try that one more time. There, that's better. I'm now satisfied. Bring in my creepy crawly mini-con. I beg of you. If you don't, I'll only use my buffoon laugh from now on. I guess it's better than my evil clown laugh. Anyways, let's talk about ASTRAEA a little bit. So ASTRAEA, her strong suits are in group offense and group defense, and as well as utility for the group and utility for herself. She is rather interesting. She is hard to play. You're not always going to get a lot of kills with her. She is a soldier, but I prefer to tune her like a tank just because it depends on if you're going to get good hits on a lot of people with your landmines or not. So I would rather have a decent amount of Omni damage versus spark damage and then a bunch of resistance so I can supply my team with utility and defense. Her first weapon is the Tornado Rocket Launcher. This is my favorite overall weapon for her. It does have long range, 7 out of 8, and then it has 3 out of 8 for both spark and shield damage. It is considered an Omni weapon. And now I do have a power core on that reduces my reload time of rocket launchers by 8.4%, so I think that helps her out a lot because this is my primary weapon as I use it constantly. The lock-on is great, and it's not as hard to hit as her heavy grenade launcher. And the S-Tech on this rocket launcher, this applies a damage over time to the target, which periodically repairs ASTRAEA and her allies if they are near to the target. If ASTRAEA's Inner Vortex equipment is also active, her repairs from the debuff will be increased by 50%, irrespective of her distance from the target. Now that means the repairing depends on how close you are to the target. I'm guessing the closer you are, the more it will have a chance of reaching that 50% mark. I could be wrong, so if you guys know for sure, definitely let me know. Her second weapon, the Asteroid Heavy Grenade Launcher. This has got really long range of 8 out of 8, and it has 4 out of 8 for both shield and spark damage. It is similar to Flatline's Grenade Launcher, as you cannot shoot it below your feet. I like to use this when I'm a little bit weaker, and then I go hide in my safe spot away from the battle, and I just fire this in. It has a very cool S-Tech. It will shoot a flare, and then soon after the flare lands, it triggers an area of effect airstrike at its location, but I like to call it space rocks hitting you on the head. Yes, I do. I call it that all the time. And her number 3, the Crater Mine Deployer. This is her most devastating weapon. It lays the landmines on the ground. It's got a range of 4 out of 8. The shield damage is 3 out of 8, but the spark damage is 8 out of 8. So when you're in a scrum, deploy the landmines and blow up some auto bombs. And then the S-Tech on that will deploy a proximity mine, which causes a powerful knockback to the enemies caught in the blast. That is the one that looks like a creepy crawly spider. For her equipment, her number 4 is Shell Fragmentation. This affects her and the allies. This causes the next attack to apply a trauma debuff, which increases by 40% the damage received by those hit. It won't be applied to the Vortex S-Tech damage over time though. So that's kind of press it on and then really aim well on your next hit. Maybe a landmine, wait for that to blow up, or use the missiles to make sure, or excuse me, the rocket launcher to make sure you hit the target. Her next piece of equipment is number 5, the Inner Vortex. This affects herself. This will reduce incoming damage to the spark by 40% and increases the repairs ASTRAEA receives from her Vortex Virus S-Tech, which is her missile launcher S-Tech, by 50% depending on the distance. So that's pretty good. I would recommend using that only when her spark gets exposed, because then it will stop the 40% on the spark, and then maybe you can get some shield back from some teammates. And her number 6 is pretty good. This is a pretty high utility one. This affects herself and enemies. Of course, each time ASTRAEA hits a target, she steals an amount of their S-Tech gauge, which is pretty nice. She can take away some attack power from the pesky Autobots. And her subsystem, or passive, you guys have seen it displayed already. This is called Slave Drone. When ASTRAEA's shield depletes, a drone deploys, which removes all classified debuffs. If none are present, it will wait for a short time, remove the first classified debuff she receives, and then leave. So that's her in an Energon nutshell. She can be kind of difficult to play and tricky, but in my opinion, she does provide a lot of good stuff for your teammates, and she can strike from a distance and up close if you can manage to get in one of those big scrums. She is really devastating with those landmines. So a solid pick in elimination, and I haven't had a chance to play her in Meteor Storm yet, but I'm guessing she would be a solid pick with her long-range weapons, as well as her ability to hold down a position with the 3 landmines and the explosive spider mine. And I will make sure and show you guys the barracks afterwards, because you have to hear her voice. Her voice is awesome. I think it is one of the coolest ones in the game. Not the coolest. Personally, I feel that goes to Drive-By. But her voice is pretty cool. And as well as resprays and stuff like that, and tuning I will show off. As well as power cores. All that good stuff. So that's all coming right now, as the game is already over. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments who you guys want to see next. Have a great day.
My hands are stained with spilled Energon. I am death from above, and I am waiting. So this is the new crucible of war.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe for more. Also, click the screen for more awesome videos over at Bro Bras. Have a great day.